Hello and good morning. Okay, happy Friday, everybody. So this is our regular Abbie Asks slot in Gemma's wonderful Facebook group. So I hope you're all having a good week. Lots of things going on in the news at the moment, causing people lots of stress. So I'm hoping that you're not feeling too stressed right now. What would make things easier, I know, for many of us, yeah, it's making money, making sales and engaging with our clients. And that's pretty much the biggest or the most common issue I tend to deal with when working with clients. You know, when you say, you know, what do you need, what you're struggling with? Yeah, I want to make more money. I want to get more clients. You know, how do we do that? Social media is a difficult place to sometimes make sales. We don't always use social media quite in the way that it's actually designed for, which leads to a lot of missed expectations, a lot of hard work and slog, putting lots of effort into things, and not seeing huge amounts of rewards. So hi Gemma, hello my lovely. So this is a thing, so we need to be knowing what to do on social media. Absolutely, that's why you're here in this group. But also how to actually connect and get people into your funnel, get them onto your mailing list, get them onto discovery calls, all these kinds of things. Gemma was talking about this earlier this week, and your ideal client is absolutely the way to go. So the question today is, how do you choose your ideal client, you know, and make more sales? So hopefully I can answer that question today for you. So so I'm an ideal paying client geek. That and planning are my absolute things, the things that I love talking about. They're the things I'm really good at. So stepping into the shoes of my clients and actually helping them to see what needs to be done, how to create their message, what it's going to mean to people. And ideal client work is something that is absolutely fundamental. It's something I avoided for a long time, ridiculously. But when we actually stop and do the work, it really can make a difference. Doing the work is often where people stumble, because, like planning, they think it takes a lot of time. I'd rather just be doing this. And in actual fact, many of us would rather slog away and fail on social media rather than step back and actually take a look at what needs to be done. Now, when I do ideal client work, I do it a bit differently. So there's all the factual, logical things that we need to know, like what our niche is, what's our market, you know, necessarily where these people are hanging out. These are all the kind of logical, more factual things that need to happen when we're identifying and wanting to sell, particularly on social media. The work I do with my clients is I take it to a whole nother level, because it is my full belief that the secret to identifying and choosing your ideal paying clients lies within you. It begins with who you are. You get to choose who you want to work with, and there will be people that will probably fit your niche, for example, but you may not actually want particularly to work with them. They may want something that is, you know, something that makes you feel a little bit more uncomfortable, or they don't fit into the things that really bring you joy. So for example, for myself, I work with women, okay, so they might be struggling, we're all at different stages, but my one caveat is that they have to be ready to listen. They have to be ready to take the advice and take action. I'm not in the game of dragging people to do well in their business. Okay, I can absolutely help them, and some will need different help and more help than others. Absolutely. And I'm a patient person. These things do take time sometimes. But what I won't do is I won't try to convince people of the need for it. If I've worked with people in the past who don't quite fit that need for me, and it just makes work feel very icky and uncomfortable. I've been working with a client recently doing ideal paying client work, and she had resisted doing this deep work for such a long time. There were all sorts of different noises in her head. You know, oh, I don't want to have to do all the things that, you know, show up how other people do, the resistance to not wanting to be sort of told what to do, or what was actually happening was she was putting herself out there but attracting a lot of the wrong people. And it causes you to sabotage yourself, because if you're always attracting the wrong people because your message is not clear or you're not being specific enough, then business is going to feel very shitty. It really, really is. So what we did was we went right the way back to the beginning, and I said, well, so who do you want to work with then? It's okay to say these people, not those people, because so she's in the dog business like me. I run a dog boarding business as well as being a coach. It's big business. It's a huge market. Okay, so if you're a dog trainer, okay, do you train old dogs, new dogs, puppies? Is it reactive dogs? Is it behavioural difficulties? So like me, she works with senior dogs. Okay, so say that's what you want, say that's what brings you joy, and finding what actually brings you joy is the way to really, really hone your message when it comes to your ideal client. So knowing what you're good at, knowing what brings you joy. So we go through that process of logic, passion and motivation, as I do with all of my mindset work. And so logically, okay, who is it? What do they need? Passion, yeah. So what brings you joy? What makes you good at what you do? So I only board senior dogs because I love the oldies. I haven't got the energy for puppies. I really don't. And I can't do my job and look after a puppy because puppies are just too hectic. I love them, but I don't want them. But so by setting my business out and saying very specifically, we board senior dogs, dogs that need care, absolutely. Some might have medical issues, but yeah, I like a slower pace of life, and I have that attraction to other clients because I was a senior pet owner for a long, long time, so I can really understand and empathise what issues they're going through. Again, it helps me to then create the right message to attract them. So who do you want to work with? This is the thing. What really gets you out of bed in the morning? Are you attracting the wrong people? Okay, so we need to have a conversation. Who are your favourite clients? Why are they your favourites? It's okay to say, I like working with this sort of person, because what happens with relationships, and business is a relationship, is it's not about that person, but it's how they make you feel. So when I have clients who utterly inspire me, who are interesting and trigger all of the stuff inside of me that makes me feel good, that's when I want to show up. That's when I feel absolutely amazing. And those are the clients that I want to attract. But in order to do that, you need to look on the inside. You need to be asking yourself the right questions even before you start to look at what your actual niche is going to be and being very specific and creating your message. You need to be asking yourself these questions. If you show up only to the people that you want to work with, you're absolutely guaranteed to be way more specific, more relatable. Your message will be clearer, your uniqueness will stand out, and you will make more sales. You will make more connections, because you are just going to be more consistent. You're going to be more motivated. If every time we showed up on social media, an ideal client we made a sale from an ideal client, how much quicker would you show up? How much more often would you show up? So your ideal client is a person that you want to work with. It's who you choose. Identifying the pain points and being able to create your message around what you understand. You get to choose the problems that you fix. I'm a mindset coach. I'm not a mindset coach for everybody. I choose to work with women, generally older women, but not always, not exclusively, but women in business. I choose not to be a life coach, for example. I choose not to discuss things like relationships and that kind of thing, because what I love talking about is helping women to earn money in their business. That's what I like talking about. Absolutely, life comes into that. I'm all about the balance between the two, absolutely. But my real passion is obviously helping women in their business. Okay, so your activity for today or for this week. So I know there's a lot of ladies that have joined the group recently, and I know that there are quite a lot of people in here who are struggling with this. So I cannot impress upon you enough how important it is for you to take some time to actually sit and do this work. It will absolutely transform your business. It will give you the passion, the motivation, and the information that you need to show up better, more consistently, and make more sales on social media. It will drive the right people towards you, and it's just going to feel so much easier. Excuse me. Okay, so logic. Who do you want to work with and why? Why these people? What are you really good at? What problems do you want to fix? So that's the logic. Okay, so begin with that. Then think about the passion. Okay, so being okay with showing up, just as a way of building know, like, and trust. So how can you use who you are, your own experiences, to be able to actually engage on social media? We know that we're not supposed to be just showing up and selling, and it's often that the more relaxed personal posts. Now, it's my belief that personal posts don't need to be necessarily, completely personal. We can often relate it to our business as well, because many of us actually operate in a way that actually relates to our clients and the offers that we do. Like myself, for example, I am a woman in business struggling with social media. So I can understand. So by talking about my own experiences, Gemma the same, Gemma helps all these other amazing people to do some wonderful, wonderful things. But she's out there doing it for herself as well. Even it doesn't matter what your business is, there will be an element of personal crossover. So being able to use that information effectively to engage with your clients will be a really, really great way to attract who you want to work with. It takes confidence to show up in that way, to change the messaging, to change how you show up. And for that, I would offer, we need support quite often to change that messaging. Creating content, something we're working on a lot in the VIP. And I've got several clients at the moment who are making this shift, the shift towards just sticking a post up there and going, this is what I do, to showing up and actually talking about themselves, talking about their own journey, relating it. It requires work to make that shift, and for that I offer We Need Support. So so think about how you can share your own experiences. That's a great way to attract your ideal client. And motivation. So what I would offer is practice. So this is what we have to do. In order to actually embed any of the learning that we do, we actually have to try it. Okay, we've got to be brave enough to actually try it. Confidence comes after. Okay, so don't wait to be confident, just do it. So create 5 questions. Okay, so I want you to think about 5 questions that your ideal paying client is asking themselves right now. Now, think about how they would be asking those questions to themselves, because not everybody knows what they need. So, for example, so I've been doing the Healthy Eating Challenge with Annalie, which came to an end today. So thank you, Annalie. It's been absolutely amazing. Okay, so I did ideal client work with her as well. And the sort of questions, so people aren't asking themselves things like, oh, is my gut bacteria working properly? Am I absorbing all the right nutrients from my food? People don't know that. They don't know what they don't know. What they know is they feel like crap. What they know is that they're tired at the end of the day. What they know is their skin is failing. Their joints hurt. All these kinds of things. So the kinds of questions she would be creating are things like, women who get to a certain age, for example, who think, well, what's the point? I'm 50 now. What's the point? We'll be dead soon. Can I make the change? Can I sustain this? Is it possible? So being able to show up and answer questions like, is it too late? Is there time for me to actually make these changes? Is it going to cost me a fortune to buy loads of food that I don't normally eat? Is it going to be loads of weird things? These are the questions that her clients are asking themselves, and that is what she's showing up and actually answering, and it's working brilliantly. Okay, so create 5 questions that your ideal client, or you hope your ideal client, is asking themselves, and show up 5 times next week and answer those questions, whether that's in a post, a live, a blog, just commenting in a group. If you see somebody, if you can post and share in a group, show up and answer those questions. Okay, and I guarantee that if you show up and do it in that way, attracting the people that you want to work with the problems that you know you can fix, you will completely change the energy and you will absolutely start to get results. Okay, do come back and let us know how you get on as well in the group, because I'd love to hear the feedback as well. Okay, so if you need more help, because many of us do, if you need to change your content creation, if you need to start making your messaging more specific, if you need to start stepping away from just sticking out a flat post or nothing at all, or just even sticking out a flat post and you're not getting the engagement that you want and you need extra help, please, please, please come and have a conversation with me and Gemma, okay? That you can join our VIP group, just join a one-off session. We've got loads of amazing stuff coming up in the new year. I know Gemma's really excited and she's very keen to get it out there now, but we're holding off because we know it's Christmas, guys, and we're all ready for a break. But next year it's absolutely going to go, it's going to be amazing, absolutely amazing. So if you need to make a change in your business, if you need to get the social media to start working for you, then you need to have the right support and the right advice and the right people around you. I'll drop some links in the comments, and yeah, you can come and have a conversation with us. Just direct message, you can message me on Messenger, ask me a question, or drop a comment here in the group. Okay, have a super Friday, enjoy your weekend. Thank you ever so much for being here, and I will see you soon.